Try that. I think you can see and hear me now. We're having the blue ring of death problem, and I restarted the camera, so hopefully that helped and you're all back with me now and I didn't lose anybody. But this would be why we went on early, because you know, as PETA and Cindy and Anne and a bunch of other people know, I am dangerous with electronics. I'm better with art and paint supplies. Let's stamp some more images while we're waiting to see if everybody can catch up. So what other ones do we have? Here's the bee. He's really cute. I should probably take this off of here. There we go. So he's really cute. That's the bee. I can't see if I'm in frame. Hold on. Sorry if the camera gets shaky. There we go. And let's see. Here's the dragonfly. And let's see. Now these... they look like raindrops. There's two of them, two different sizes. I didn't stamp that first one very well, but you'll get the idea. So Kristen over at Rubber Moon Stamps, it was her idea to create those from my doodles. So what she did was she took this stamp, she popped a couple of the leaves off of them in her, I think in Photoshop, and she created these stamps from that and resized them a little bit, and I just thought that was brilliant. So I love that. One of our admins is being censored by Ustream bot. I don't have any idea who that is or why she would be censored. She hasn't done anything. I would say to her, if she can hear me, to log out and log back in. Let's see if that helps. I don't know. I only know enough about Ustream to be completely dangerous. All right, let's stamp some more images. Let's stamp some more on the white paper. Okay, she's all good now. Yay! All right, so I really like creating these like watery backgrounds, which is not anything new. You guys have probably all done that before. Creating these watery inky backgrounds and then stamping over them. It makes such a pretty background for these stamps. And then you can use it as, you could, This is like a 4x6 card. You could, technically speaking, you could put a stamp on the back of that and an address and mail it just as it is. You could cut it out for an embellishment on a greeting card, put it on our journal page. I really like that. So let's do that again. I shouldn't have put my brush away. Let's see. Let's use this one. And I want to try something I found out by accident last night. It was a happy accident. So what I did was I was playing with my watercolor pencils. This, Cindy, is, I know people are asking, I'm getting a message from one of my admins. People are asking me what kind of paper this is. So these are scraps of watercolor paper, and they're not all evenly cut. You can see on this one, I have some that have corners, chunks out of them. So when I create some of my handmade journals, like my watercolor sketchbook that you've seen me work on YouTube, I usually use really large pads of paper to create the signatures in there and trim them to the size that I want. And these are the leftovers. I don't throw the leftovers away, the offcuts. I save them and I cut them into little cards like this, so I have a stack of them now. And I use them for experimenting and for doing these little pictures on and playing with, or stamping off. These are ones that I've stamped off on or wiped brushes off on. And at some point I'll do like a focal image on there. Probably not one of my stamps on there because that's already a pretty busy card. And the stamp probably won't show up that well because the background is so busy. This one, on the other hand, I could, and I might do that tonight, as well as this one. This one, I don't know where that one's going to go yet, so this one, again, I don't know where that's going to go yet either. Sometimes with these, I do faces. I do a lot of faces and experiments. These are just little abstract landscapes I did as part of a class that I took actually last year. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. So here we go. It's helpful if I'm in camera. So I do a lot of faces. These are little abstract landscapes that I did as part of a class I took last year. And they're a little stuck together because I didn't wax them. And there's golden paint on some of these. Yeah, there we go. And then these are some of my goofy birds from JKIS lesson, Journaling Crazy Island style lesson that we had recently. We're going to be doing a postcard swap, and these are my cards ready to go. This is one that I did, and I don't remember why. I think I was experimenting with something for my watercolor sketchbook. I don't remember why exactly I did that. Not that any of you that know me know that's not a huge surprise that I don't remember something I know, right? And then here's some other faces I was playing with different kind of mediums. This one is with some of my Daniel Smith watercolors and pen. And this one actually is with Crayola pens. They're, you know, Crayola markers are water soluble, so you get interesting marks with them. So this is just watercolor paper scraps. So one thing I noticed last night is if you get this, it's not the best paper though, so when you're watercoloring on it, it's best not to scrub or press too hard. It's inexpensive paper. I did notice last night though, if the paper was wet, like with any other water-soluble media, if the paper was already wet, the pencil really kind of spreads out like a watercolor paint and starts to bleed without having to get it too wet. With the Prima pencils. Let's use this one. I have to all thank my friends Anne and Cindy, because without them I probably wouldn't be able to answer any of your questions because I can never get on chat. So I noticed that while it doesn't bleed the way a liquid would, it does bleed into the paper and it gives you an interesting mark. I noticed this by mistake last night when I was working on one of my faces, and I really liked it, and I wanted to see what it would do in conjunction with maybe some of the Delusions ink. Nice view of my arm, right? I think I have a pink one somewhere. I just thought it would be an interesting way to get another mark on the page. I have buckets of Delusions ink and Lindy's ink I should like really start to try to use up. And I thought last night we might be able to get something that's really interesting if we tried. Okay, now I'm gonna, my rag, let's see. Most important thing when you're doing any art is just play. Just play. Forget about the have-tos or the shoulds or any of that stuff. Any other expectations. Just play and have fun. See, I was right. I like the way that looks. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's dry that. Okay, so before you stamp on it, you want to make sure it's dry or mostly dry, because you don't want your ink to bleed. But look at that, isn't that cool? I figured this out by accident last night, and I really liked the like weirdly, strangely streaky mottled texture that I got and color. So now I'm going to stamp. Let's try yet another image. Let's see. Ooh, let's try this one. So this is my large flower. The flower comes in at least 2 sizes, maybe 3. I think it comes in 2. Okay. So cool. I love that. Isn't that cute? All right, let's do another one. I have a littler flower. Oh, I do. I have 3 flowers, but this one's different than the other 2. This one has the dark black ring around the center and the solid black center, and this one doesn't. And this one comes in 2 sizes. Oh, Meridel. Hi, Meridel. So this same flower comes in these 2 sizes. And then I have this one. I think I can squeeze it on here. And actually this card with these 3 flowers on it would be a cute postcard to mail out to somebody. Really cute. I didn't do the best job stamping that 3rd one, but I still like the way that turned out. So cute. on this one, this is one I was testing out the skin tone pencils on when my Prima pencils came in. So this is just like a scratch paper. Let's actually put some more color on it. When I first started doing more art and less crafts and less sewing, I started with watercolor. It was inexpensive, it was easy for me, and I really enjoyed it. So that one goes. I'm trying to keep my pencils in like some kind of order. I'm not doing a very good job, but that's all right. And I just want to have a light wash of color on here, so I'm just adding a little bit more of this fleshy pink tone. And you can see I didn't put a lot of water on there, and they really blend really nicely. You could be a lot more careful about blending them than I usually am. I am not the world's neatest blender when it comes to color, because I think I normally like things kind of blotchy. That's just how I am. I see that one of our admins, I think, is having problems with her system freezing. I don't know that it's me. Maybe it's me. So now I'm going to do some more stamping. This is one of my round images. I'm not doing the best job stamping these right now. I'm not getting them inky enough. Let's see. Okay. There we go. That one was better. So I like that, and then what I would probably do is add some more color to them. I would let the ink dry a little bit, and then go back in. And this design has like little, they almost look like little hearts. When I drew the design, I thought of them as petals, but when I was finished, I realized they look like hearts. And I still think that now that they're a rubber stamp. So if you're going to do this and you're going to color over a background that already has color on it, when it's water soluble like this one is, you want to make sure you're using colors that are going to blend okay together and aren't going to make something weird that you're not going to like. Seems like Ustream is working right now, so we're going to go with that, and I'm not going to try to not touch any electronics and narf something up, as Shannon Green would say. So I'm pretty good at that, especially this week. It's been a stressful week. Alright, let's see. So first I'm going to activate the green color pencil. Then I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to go into the pink. And I just realized I want to color the center pink too. And this is going to be real subtle. It's not real bright. It's pale and muted, almost pastel. My hand's in the way again. You know, when I'm recording, if I do that, I can just edit it out. When you're live, you can't. So I like that. That's really pretty. See there? It's very subtle. But I like that. That looks really great. So that's another one. So our first winner of the 3 cling-mounted stamps is AJ Jackson. I will be emailing everyone later and putting it on social media, so if you're not on right now, that's fine. Don't worry about it. This is our first winner, and AJ won let's see. I'm looking for it. One of the flower stamps. Oh, here. AJ won this one on a cling mount. And then also this one, which we haven't stamped yet. And I'll put it in there so I don't forget I haven't stamped it. And one of the teardrops or raindrops. So very cool. You can order them cling mount. I do have the prices for those. If you want to order them already mounted to cling mount foam, I can do that now, and you can message me and I can tell me which designs you want, and I can put a price list together for you. If you go to Etsy, you should find the designs individually pictured with the product code right above them. The photos were taken from this, so they're black ink on white paper, so they should be really easy to see the designs. Okay, so here's another sort of, I was just wiping off brushes and pencils and things on this card, so let's stamp some more images on it. I already did the bird. Let's do the feather. Everybody loves a feather, myself included. Get it good and inky. Oh, AJ's on. Very cool. So AJ, you won those 3 cling mount stamps. You know, now that I'm on camera doing this, I'm worried I'm going to really narf up stamping one and not stamp it well. I mean, the one time I don't stamp something well. That's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I like that. And I like stamping them on these, you know, watercolory wiped off backgrounds. And then you can still go in and color them, which I want to do. So let's take this color. And I'm going to just color the feather in. Now, I like these pencils because they not only dissolve well when they're hit with water, but I really like the way they color. They're, of course, not like Prismacolors, which we all love our Prismacolor. I'm going to close that and turn it upside down because I don't want it to dry out. Oops. Okay. So we all love our Prismacolors, but these color pretty good. And you could use them just straight the way they are, or you could, of course, activate them. And because they match the Spectrum Noir, you could activate these and then go back in and highlight something with the Spectrum Noir pencils. They don't have all the same colors as the Spectrum Noir line, but they must be made by them, because as the Frugal Crafter noticed, the color numbers and colors for what they do have in the Prima line match up to the Spectrum Noir pencils. My Etsy shop name. If you search Gina B. Aarons, all one word, you'll find me on Etsy. When I first started selling things on the internet and trying to be an internet presence, I couldn't decide on a name. Little known secret. So I just used my own name. Now it's out there and stuck, so it's going to just be the way it is. Using, of course, my favorite, if you've watched my vlog from yesterday, well, this morning, I filmed it yesterday, my favorite Pentel water brush. I'm just activating most of the pencil. I've used 2 different colors of turquoise here, turquoise aqua colors, to highlight the stamped image and the background that it was already stamped on. There's the feather, everyone's favorite. Now, if you notice on the feather, she was able to save the word freedom, which was I wrote on the feather on the original doodle, and she was able to save it on there and have it be nice and clear. It's also on the large heart. The small heart is too small to keep the word on there. There's a word on the large heart. We'll stamp it in a minute. And she was able to keep it on the large heart. She wasn't able to keep it on the small one. Alrighty, now I'm out of pale wipe-off papers. I only have these busy ones, so we're going to have to make some. That's okay, we can do that. So again, I'm going to get some of my paper wet. This is just a large flat brush and just plain old water. And we are going to... Let's see. We're going to keep using, let's keep using the ink because I have lots of ink. And I don't use it I don't use it nearly enough. I think I know Delusions has come out with a bunch of new colors, but I have all the old ones. I need pink. Where's my pink? Oh, it's on the table. Right in front of my face. Of course it is. Okay. Like most things in my life. Can't find it, even when it's right in front of my face. Alright, so I'm going to drop some more ink on here. This is Delusions ink, and this is, what color is this? Pure Sunshine. Now, I want to make sure I get another color that's not going to make icky mud. So I'm going to use pink. Do I want to use pink? No, you know what? I want to use this yellow. So this is Lemon Zest. It's more yellow. So you have kind of an orangey yellow and a yellow. That would be pretty. I could still put a little pink if I wanted. And water. Rag is not too far. Now, if you really didn't want to waste any of this ink, you would be smart and do this. And then that's the start of another card. Okay, so if you guys have a question for me, because I can never get into chat on Ustream, it most of the time does not work for me. So what you need to do is you need to type your question into chat, and then my admins, if they can't answer it for me or someone else, I know Miss Peta's on the line too, then they will Facebook message me the question and I will answer it. That's the low-tech workaround, because I can never get chat to work for me. I don't know what, it's something I'm sure up with my computer system, or I have no idea. It just never works. So while we're stamping on this one, I'm going to put some water on this one so the ink kind of will do something interesting. Okay. So now let's stamp on this one, and I think I want to stamp one of my butterflies. And for those of you who didn't see me answer or hear me answer before, I know a couple people are asking about the paper. The paper is scraps of watercolor cardstock that I used to make some other journals with. These are the offcuts and scraps. I cut them into like 4x6 card shapes. This is the smaller of the two butterflies. Isn't that cute? Oops. Okay, and then let's stamp the other one. Make sure I get enough ink on it. I know you're supposed to not take the stamp to the ink, you're supposed to take the ink to the stamp. Yeah, it's easier. This stamp pad is really big. I got it because I knew I was going to make these stamps, and I knew I wanted them to be pretty big. And I didn't want to have to fuss with a little stamp pad. Oh, that's so cute. So there's those. So as I said before, AJ won the 3 cling mount stamps, and AJ, if you're on, I'm going to email you later, or you can email me, and I need your mailing address so I can send you the stamps. My email address is artist, A-R-T-I-S-T, @ GinaBAarons.com. All right, let's do something with this one. Whoops. That's all right. Let's put some more water on here. And let's do pink. I love playing with my inks or my watercolors and just water and just letting them see where they go, because you have very limited control. And I'm really good at making blotches, but if you saw my attempt at negative watercolor painting, I'm not so good at that, so I'm going to keep practicing. I'm kind of just moving it. It's in big puddles of water, and I'm moving it with the paintbrush to get something interesting, because I have the 2 hearts over there I want to stamp. And I want to put them on something like that's pink. Okay, So that's a pretty background. That's going to be pretty for the heart stamps. So we're going to stamp that. Then I'm going to announce another winner. We have set 1. We have the Cling Mount stamps. Don't mind me, I can't talk today. And then we have the little heart. So the heart comes in 2 sizes. And you'll notice on the big heart, right at the top, is the word love. And it's not on the little one. We couldn't get it on the little one. It's too little. It's cute though. And I have so many of these Zentangle type designs that I could have actually done 1 or 2 more sets of stamps. So, and we're already planning, so just so you're aware. Because as you all know, I doodle and stuff all the time, so. And then there's the other little round, oops, there we go, stamp. So now I've got them, I've got these here on the watercolor paper. Oops. Have I mentioned my desk is a mess? Let's see. I think I need to do the bird. I did the bird on book text for those of you who are just coming on right now. Oops, there we go. Isn't he cute? So you don't have to just stamp these on white cardstock with, you know, and then color them in. This is done on book text and then colored in. They would be cute that way. The heart would make a good flower. I agree. And you could use the big heart or the little heart to make a flower, or we just had St. Patrick's Day, a 4-leaf clover. And you could stamp it in green. It would be really cute. And you could use one of the circles for the center. Would be very cute. Alright, so the winner of collection number 1, this is collection number 1. Let's put it this way. There we go. So it has these designs in it. This is the sheet, actual sheet the person's going to get. The winner of that one is Eva Brown Gamble. So Eva, if you're on, email me your email address to artist@ginabaarons.com and I will get these mailed to you as soon as possible. If you're not on, I will be emailing you all later. If I don't hear from you, I'll get in touch with you. And then let's do, which ones did I do on watercolor paper? I think I have to do the bird, because the bird would be cute. My iPad keeps going to sleep. Okay, there we go. And thank you, Diane. I'm seeing that you said that the stamps are gorgeous. I appreciate that, all of you guys. It's a long, hard road, and so I'm glad to finally have them out. I hope you all like them as much as I do. I do. So I'm going to get another card wet, and let's make another background. And let's do some more stamping. I've got 2 colors of blue here. What is this? This one was Calypso Teal, and this is Vibrant Turquoise. I don't know if Diane Reevely came out with new Delusions colors. I know Tim Holtz has come out with new Distress colors. I know she came out with her paint, which is not in stock at the place I want to order it at yet. Oh, let's see. I'll use the spray bottle. Trying to keep my hand out of the way. Let's see. So I love, don't you just love when it just, that's just pretty. And then if you stamp one of these images on top of it, so pretty. And you could, these are, like I said, 4x6, so you could do these and stamp on them and maybe write a sentiment, or maybe not write a sentiment, just do the background and put the stamped image on there and have them aside in your drawer somewhere. You could set them aside for postcards. You could make them into thank you notes, happy birthday, all kinds of stuff. When I first started doing this, all I did was ATC cards and birthday cards and things. It wasn't until I discovered mixed media and art journaling that I started doing canvases and other stuff. When I first started painting, I was just doing cards. Okay, so just that. This has nothing to do with me trying to sell stamps or anything else. Look at that. That's just a little bit of Delusions ink and water. Isn't that a pretty background for an art journal page? In this case, a postcard, an embellishment. Really simple, really easy, and you don't have to do it with Delusions ink. Any water-soluble media you could do this with. Liquid and fluidy ones are easier to do it with, but you could do it with watercolor paint. You could do it with, you probably could do it with marker or the pencil, but you probably want to put it, a bunch of it on like a hard plastic sheet with some water and make a paint or ink with it and then put it on here. But isn't that pretty? Real simple. It's not, was nothing hard. And Secret, I see you're here. Yay! And I love these two colors so much. I'm going to do that to this one. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to like move it around. But when I first started painting and stuff, I just did cards. I did little cards, postcards. I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. I didn't do big canvases or anything. First big canvases I did were in a class Bloom True with Flora Bowley. If she has an online course. She has an in-person course, which I'd love to take, and she's here on the West Coast. She's in Oregon. Really expensive. She's totally worth it, but something you got to save up for. And I saw that. Thank you, Miss Peta. Yes, Miss Peta and Claudia Rossi encouraged me to do this and develop these into stamps. And they, among others, including Cindy Utter, Ann Williamson, Secret Soto, who's on here too, and many, many others of you who I can't even try and name, have all been very supportive. And I am so lucky to have met you all online. And hope to meet you all in person at some point. And I can't wait till you all are coming out with your stamps and I'm going to be buying them. Okay, so let's, I really want to put the bird on this one. Where is he? Oh, there he is. And you guys can't see this because I can't log into chat. Ann and Cindy are relaying the important messages to me via Facebook Messenger, and I'm just kind of glancing over, and looking at the thread to make sure I'm not missing anything important that they're telling me, and Anne has a habit of, read up, Gina, like all in capital letters. So that I'm like, that's funny. It makes me laugh. Anne. Okay, I want to put this bird right here. I saved the best giveaway for last. Not the best, because I have all the stamps are beautiful, but I should say the most popular set, which is set 2 with the feather in it. Oh, isn't he cute on there? Look at that. Wouldn't that be a cute postcard? You could write a sentiment over here, maybe color him in, add some color to him a little bit, and send it out in the postcard in the mail just like this to somebody for their birthday. Congratulations, thank you, whatever. Isn't that cute? I know the feather is everybody's favorite, but I think the bird is my favorite. In case you didn't know. I think I want to put... What do I want to put? I think I want to put some of these. And Anne, don't stop yelling me on Messenger. It's funny. See, look at that. I love that. That's so cute. And you know, now that I've stamped that, I'm thinking the next time, for the next release of stamps, maybe we need to do a smaller feather. Because wouldn't that be cute on there if we had the feather in a smaller size? If we had this one in a smaller size, wouldn't that be cute on there? I'm liking that idea. See, you guys are inspiring me. All right, let's see. I gotta remember to keep closing this or it's gonna dry out. Yes, you got my attention, Anne, for sure. Okay, so this one has a little bit of paint on it. Let's, it doesn't, our ink, it doesn't have too much. Let's add some to it, because it was just sort of the leftovers. What color do I want to do? You know, I'm tempted to just do blue again, but let's do purple. The small ATC, small feather would be great for ATCs, and we did come out with some of these stamps in the smaller sizes for ATCs. And I have to give credit to that to Kristen, because, you know, I am for doing all the stamps in really big sizes, because I don't do lots of ATCs anymore. Oh, a little duck to go with the raindrops. Oh, that's cute. That would be very cute, Cindy. Anyway, so I don't think anymore to do ATCs automatically. I should. I used to do a lot of them. But I think that this one would be cute in a smaller size that would fit on an ATC card. That would be cute. Next release. Okay, let's get some more water on this. Oh, see, here's one. Sometimes I just, when I don't really clean my stamps. I stamp them off on something. This is one I stamped off on. So let's use that one. Now, as you know, Delusions is, the bird could use stick legs. Yeah, he could use stick legs, but I didn't put them on there because if somebody wants to cut it out as an embellishment, as PETA knows, bird legs are hard to cut around. And you could just draw them in. Plus, at the time I drew the bird, I did not think he was going to be part of the first release of stamps, so I wasn't anticipating giving him legs. But you could put legs on it real easy. Where's my bird? I could give him legs. Okay, let's do some with this one. Look at the color those two inks made when they mixed together. Look at that dark, almost royal blue violet. I love that. I want to... Alright, let's see if we can dry both of these. So PETA is messaging me now too, and one of the next releases of stamps will be a set of birds. Just birds, and yes, they will have legs, and one dancing is a great idea. Okay, so this is the card that I was trying to do. This is the card with the leftover ink. I like this one, and it had this where I stamped off something from before on it. I like that. All right, so let's stamp this one, my bumblebee. I had a couple of bumblebees. I have stacks and stacks of the drawings. I'll pull them out in a minute to show you, to share with you guys. Oh, so cute. I love that. All right, let's do I have an idea. My husband would say to you right now, that's dangerous. Okay, let's see. Actually, I'll do it over here. Okay. And then where's my little flower? So you totally can create an interesting composition by your being careful of your arrangement of stamps on here. And I'm going to, and you can stamp some of them off the edge. And instead of wasting that other ink, I'm already creating another card by lining it up, the two edges. I try to cut these reasonably straight. I don't always accomplish that, but I try. Now, those of you who are ordering stamps right now, and I understand some of you are, yay. Thank you for supporting me in my art addiction habit. If I don't have the product in stock, I'll let you know, and it will take 2 weeks. It takes 5 to 7 days for me to get it, and then I have to ship it to you. I do have an order on the way, and I do have a little bit left in stock, but if I run out, never fear, I will get it to you, but I'll let you know, and I'll let you know how long it's going to be. And I do have wood mounts on the way. Okay, I'm going to tea break. In case you all haven't noticed, I'm not doing any coughing. I'm on a new medication. I found a new doctor who's fabulous, and yay, and I think she figured out what's causing the coughing, and I'm on a new medication, and I think it's helping. So, woohoo! Now, don't worry about, when you're adding to your stamped images like this, if your, lines aren't perfect. They don't have to be. Don't worry about it. Make it sketchy and messy on purpose, and you don't have to worry about them being straight and even. Uh-oh, did I just give my secret away? So you could just give the flowers some stems. Draw in some leaves. Maybe some curly cues. And then something I used to like to do with my cards and my doodles, and I still like to do, is I like to create a flying trail of where the bee was by just making a series of dots. That's kind of cute. And you could add a sentiment to that, and it's a cute little postcard. You can just pop it in the mail. So now we have this other one. Yes, Anne, that's true. Okay, so... Oh, I wanted to stamp the leaf. If you... and you could do this with any stamps. You don't have to, I mean, you know, if you could do it with stamps you already have in stock. Yes, I do stamp with other colors than black, but my two favorite colors to stamp with are black and sepia. I do stamp with other colors, and I can show you some of these stamps stamped in other colors. I mean, I have almost all the Delusions colors. I do like my stamps in my other colors. See, that's cute. I like that. My iPad's going to sleep. Okay. So this is the sepia pad. Let's do this one first. It's Ranger Archival ink in sepia. I like the archival ink for stamping images most of the time because it's waterproof, especially when I'm working with water-soluble materials like the Delusions inks or watercolors or something like that. Let's do the feather. And these are just scraps of watercolor paper. They're like postcard size, so you definitely could send them out in the mail. You could write a sentiment on it. And there it is in sepia. Isn't that pretty? And let's see. Where are my stamping dots? Let's see. So these are my Ranger stamping, what does he call them? Stamping spots, the little mini ones. Because I mostly use the sepia and the black, I have those in the big, but, and I have some other stamp pads I can't really get to right now, but I can get to these. And I have these in a lot of other colors. So let's stamp like some of these bright colors so you guys can see. How about one of these raindrops? These little drops. This is, what color is this? Seedless Preserves in Ranger's Distress ink. I know it looks black, but it's not, it's purple. And we actually could take one of my small circles. I'm going to use this one. I think it's the smallest one I have. I'm going to ink it up. And I probably should have stamped this first, but I just got the idea to do this just now. Okay, and then we're going to take this, we're going to use both of these raindrop. There are two different sizes. And so I'm going to put, let's see, one on the other opposite side. And I'm going to take the bigger one and put it in between. Imagine what this would look like if it was stamped in yellow. It would look like a sun. It would be very cool. Spritz one with water and make it blur. You mean the flower I'm working on? Yeah. Who did I see just do that? Somebody did. On YouTube. I don't remember who. Maybe one of you guys does. Let's get this stamped first. This is a good one to blur because one of the petals is not stamped very well. Okay. So there it is, stamped with Distress ink without getting any water on it. Now Distress ink is water soluble. Maridel's asking. And you could squirt it, just squirt it with water, which I'm going to try. And you could also brush it with water. But I think that you'll have less control with what happens with the ink if you spray it. And if I'm going to do this, I don't want to have control. I want to see where it goes and what it does. And then I'm going to blot a little bit of it, not all of it. I just want to blot a little bit. Yep. And then I'm going to dry it. And Maridel, great idea. Look at this, is really pretty. Wait till I show it up, hold it up for the camera. We've got another suggestion from PETA. We'll give it a try, but I think she's right. It would make an interesting background. So there's the first. Now this is with a dark purple color, and then I didn't add any more ink. I just spritz it with water. It blurred it a little bit. It gave an interesting background around it. That's really pretty. So the other thing you could do is let's use a lighter color, because if you were going to do this for a background, you wouldn't want that purple is really dark. I'm going to try Broken China, and we are going to which one do I want to do? Because see, I like them all. That's the only problem. It's picking one. Let's do this one. And I'm going to ink up. I'm going to do this two ways. I'm getting an idea. So first way I'm going to do it is I'm going to get my paper wet with water. This is just water, plain old water. And I'm going to ink my stamp with Distress ink in Broken China. And I'm going to stamp it onto the wet paper, and it should run and blur. And it would make an interesting background to something. Part of it would be crisp, part of it will blur. It's going to spread because the paper is wet. You could do it with one of these little ones, you could do it with one of the bigger ones. And if you don't get water on all of the paper, then it's not all going to blur, which is just going to give you an interesting background to something else. So that's stamping on wet paper, or mostly wet paper. Whoops. Can you see how that blurred? So then you could take it and you could get it more wet. And let's use sponge sugar. Oops. Stick my hand in the ink. Because why not? That's what I do. Stick my hand in things. And I'm going to use this flour. And you're going to get little hints of the design, but it's not going to be completely, you know, obviously it's going to be blurred because you're using a water-soluble ink on a wet background. But I'll hold this up to the camera in just a minute. You get an interesting background. And some parts of the paper are dry and some are wet, so it'll be really interesting, and you could put anything on top of it. Okay, it's not all the way dry, but it's mostly dry, and look at that. It makes a really interesting background, and couldn't you see doing... So this is a face that I did on top of a background that had just random marks on it. Wouldn't a face be cool on this one? So that was stamping directly onto wet paper. And let's try stamping it onto the paper and then getting the paper wet. Stamping onto the wet paper is really cool. That was really cool. And let's try some other colors here. I don't really break these out too much, so I should probably try colors that I don't normally use. I have this mustard seed. Because, you know, when I ordered them, I had to have all the colors. I have mustard seed and crushed olive. I have no idea what those are going to look like, but let's try. Because, you know, it's just a scrap piece of paper, so what's the big deal? So this is the mustard seed, and this is one of the larger flower shapes. Mary sells spray part of it. So this is the way it looks in the yellow, just plain, no water. It's actually a really good color for this stamp. And let's, I don't want to waste this. See, I can see tells you for sure it's just a scrap of paper. Okay. I don't want to waste the stamp, so. Alright. So there's the 3 flowers. Let's do, I have an idea. Let's do one of these little drop shapes as a leaf in the crushed olive. Yeah, don't you love this yellow color? It's the distressed ink and mustard seed. And this is the olive. And this is the bigger of the 2 drops. And this is the smaller one. How big is the feather? The feather's the biggest stamp, and it is about 4 3/4 inches long from end to end. Okay, so this is how it looks before I've sprayed it. And Maridel is she says, I should just spray part of it. So we've done the ink onto dry paper, and let's spray some of it. I'm really needing to, I'm worried about getting ink all over the place. I've already kind of gotten ink all over the place, but, all right. So just like, you know, almost like distressing it by just not even spraying the whole thing. Making it run. Kind of keeping a little bit of control over what the inks do. That's cool. Don't you just love playing with water and water-soluble materials? With art. It's like my favorite thing. And I gotta thank Miss Peta for that, because I forgot how much I like watercolor for a long time until I met Miss Peta. So that's mostly dry, but look at that. And wouldn't that be a pretty postcard? You could write a sentiment on here in a black or brown. Actually, I think a brown or sepia colored would be pretty on here. And then you could use this for a card front, or you could just put the address and stamp right on the back and use it for a postcard. This would be cute in a journal page. You could cut these little flowers out and use them in a journal page. Wouldn't that be cool? Or do this whole technique on a background. All right. If you guys have any questions, if you ask them in the chat, my two friends, Cindy and Ann, can relay them to me. And I'll do my best to answer them. I will tell you the person who won set number 2 is the set with the feather and the bird is Lori Richard. I will be emailing you all later, so if you aren't online and you don't know yet, I will be notifying you via email, and I will be putting it out on social media later today and taking care of that. If you want to buy the stamps and you didn't win, they're in my Etsy shop, and if I run out of available inventory, no worries, go ahead and place the order. It'll just take me a little longer to get them to you, because I'll have to order from the factory, and it takes them 5 to 7 days to get them to me, and then once I get them in, I'll send them back out to you. So it'll take about 2 to 3 weeks for you to get the order if I run out of stock. I do have another order on the way, so we'll have to just see what happens. All right, let's do some more of this, because I'm really having fun with these distress inks in the water. I hope you guys are too. Every Friday at the same time. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to start doing this on every Friday at the same time. I have made some rearrangements in my work schedule, and more are to come, so that I am more available to do this, which is what I really love, being on Ustream and YouTube and with you guys online and making and developing the stamps and playing with paper and ink. Who doesn't love that? So yes, I probably will be on every Friday afternoon for the foreseeable future, unless I have an appointment or out of town. And I will be announcing probably like Monday or Tuesday that I'm going to be on that Friday or not. And it will be on social media, Facebook, probably in my YouTube vlog, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you want to friend me on any of those, I don't really deny anybody. So you can easily find me. The description and or links for all of my social media things should be in the description on any one of my YouTube videos. And if you have things that you want to see me do or teach you on Fridays, you can make suggestions and we'll see what we can do. You can also ask me questions for the You Asked series on YouTube. If there's something you want me to explain, I can definitely do that. You can send me the questions via email or message me on Facebook, and I will do what I can to answer said questions. And if I don't know the answer, I bet one of my other creative cohorts does, Miss Pedia or Miss Claudia or Anne or Cindy. Let's see. This is, what color? I want to do this again. Only, see, this is the problem, is I like all the colors, but then I don't know which ones to use because there's too many choices. I don't know. Ooh, let's try this one. Picked raspberry. Or worn lipstick. Maybe both. They look interesting. Let's try them. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, let's do hearts. We have this little bit of the yellow flower on here, so these two reddish pink colors, if they blend together, should blend well, so that'll work. Look at that in the pink. Don't you just love that heart stamped in pink with the little love on there? I love that. And I thought when I first decided to turn these into stamps that they were going to have to take my handwriting off of them because it was too small and fiddly. So I am glad that they didn't have to. Alright, where's the little one? Oh, there. I should zoom out on the camera so you guys can see how messy my desk is. Like, there's not really a spare. This is like the only working space I have here right now. Instead of trying to line all these up and make them all like square and even, I'm going to just purposefully put them really randomly on the page. And since I'm going to spray it with water anyway, I think that's going to work out the best. I like that. And you know, I stamped them all in pink, and I meant to try some of this worn lipstick. So let's put something else on here in this other color, because I forgot. How about, we already have like a flower shape on there, so let's do the flower. This is messy for me, you guys. If you've forgotten, I have anxiety issues, and I can't stand to see things, to have things too messy and out of control. It makes it worse. Look at that. I love that color. What is that? Worn lipstick. There, so I'm going to. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to just stick it on there. I might have to put a little bit more of that mustard seed on here because I like the way it looks with these pink colors. Hear my dog barking? Because, you know, God forbid the neighbor kids should be allowed to play in their backyard without him barking. That's what he does. You're within, you know, 50 yards of his property, he barks at you. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's put this here. And then I want to put one up here. I don't want to waste the ink, so I'm already starting a new sheet. I think I might need this worn lipstick in a bigger, one of the bigger sizes, because I like this color a lot. Yeah, boy, that was dangerous to break that out. Oh, I really like that color. Alright, let's ink up this other flower a little bit with the mustard seed. Now, I'm only going to ink up part of it. Oops. Because I want to just stamp it like on the edge. Oops. So I'm just inking up like a part of it. So, little known fact about me. I used to be a creative memory consultant. I did a lot of scrapbooking. And I love stamps. And I love stamping. It's one of my favorite things. Still. Okay. So that is really cute. I like that. I'll give you a close-up before I do anything with the water. So that was Worn Lipstick, I don't remember what the picked raspberry and mustard seed. Claudia's here. Woohoo! My other creative cohort. Alright, so let's spray it with some water. Where's my rag? And yes, I use actual rags. I used to use painty paper towels, and then of course you can let them dry and use them for collage. But then a body can only have so many painty paper towels in their stash, and then, you know, you get too many. So rags, I use rags, and I do wash them. And I wash them when I'm using the washing machine cleaner stuff in your washing machine. You have to put rags in there, so I put these painty rags in there, and then I make sure I run it with it. I leave the rags in, and I run it at least once with no soap or anything, and then I just toss them in the dryer. And I've never gotten any paint or anything on clothes afterwards, so. I'm just going to spray a few spots, not all of it. It's so easy to just keep going, but holy cow, that is really pretty. Let's dry it. No, that's not all the way dry, but look what that water did to it. That would be so pretty. You could write a sentiment on there. You could use it as a background. You could get it more wet and keep going. So cool. Whoops. So what I want to do now is we're going to let this dry. And I want to go back to this one. And I'm going to get my black Stabilo pencil. And remove the ink. And let's zoom in just a little bit. I can't find my remote control. I have a remote control that zooms the camera in. I don't know where it's at. Okay, so you could do something like this, and then I really love this one, and it's not, the idea is not leaving me alone, so we're going to go with it, and I try to listen to that little voice when it's speaking to me. And I'm going to draw a face. I tend to draw all my girls with a really short space, like between the eyes and the bottom of the nose. I don't know why that is, I just do. Now, because I'm using this Stabilo pencil and it's water soluble, you'll be able to move the ink around a little bit if you don't get your marks in quite the right place. And as you notice, I don't do the traditional drawing the oval and marking it off thing. I almost never do that. Not anymore anyway. When I was learning, I did it all the time, and there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. Okay, let's get out. Peta and Pam have to go. Okay, sorry guys. I'm glad you came in for a little bit. So now I'm going to get all of my Stabilo pencil wet. And as I'm getting it wet, I'm going to push it around a little bit. I purposefully didn't color all the pupil in because it leaves a lighter spot, and that will give it the hint of a highlight or a reflection in the eye that without me having to paint a white dot on there. You don't need fancy materials. This is just one Stabilo pencil and some water-soluble ink. It doesn't even have to be Distress ink. It could be any water-soluble ink. And Mary's on here right now viewing. Welcome, Mary. And